Coach, great win. Jurian, Devin, great win. Can you talk a little bit about Kyle today? Kyle came in and weathered the storm, both halves, against two guys in Coleman and number 3, Lendenborg, who put some rim pressure on you that you usually don't see in the Big West. Can you talk about Kyle's impact as an off-ball rim protector, basically, throughout the night?
Yeah, I don't know how many blocks they credited him with. I'm going to put my glasses on to see it. But he unquestionably had an impact at the rim. The plays he made were momentum plays because they turned our defense into offense. And we've seen that from Kyle on multiple nights. We didn't get off to a good start in the game, defending them on the interior. Their centers really dominated around the rim in the first half. But in the second half, they were not able to do that. And then down the stretch, we made the plays in the paint to win. Kyle wasn't in there down the stretch. But I thought that his performance gave our team the type of energy and belief that's contagious. He ignited the crowd, understandably, with the plays that he made. And he's just been an outstanding player who excels in his role. And he did it on offense and defense by running the court and getting the easy baskets. I mean, he was terrific.
I also want to ask about Myles. Myles had a tough game. He was getting beat up early in the first half. The other team was pretty physical with him. He was showing his frustration all night, but he had a hell of a second half. I couldn't tell you how many points he had, but obviously he had an 8-0 run at the end of the second half. OT, he was playing very well. Can you talk about watching him tonight, and I'm sure going through the emotions a little bit with him?
Yeah, I mean, hey, we couldn't be doing what we're doing without Myles joining our team this year as a transfer and then finding a way to integrate himself with a veteran team that's really good with high expectations, figure out a way to help us be better. I didn't think he did a very good job of that for a lot of the game. He's an emotional guy, and it looked to you like he was getting beat up because he was just flopping and flopping and flopping, which is what he sometimes does as an expression of frustration. I challenged him at halftime with all of that because I thought he was just distracted, and when he's distracted, he's not as good. I ended up taking him out late in the game after what I thought was a distracted turnover. And when he came back in, his focus was laser sharp. He's made plays like he did tonight in many games this season down the stretch. He has belief, and I think our team has belief in him too that he's earned over time, which has been a tough journey for this group, but it was on full display tonight, and I'm proud of him. And I love coaching him as hard as he is sometimes to get back into his even keel and focus. But he's going to continue to get better like all these guys have this year and everybody in our program has. I'm confident in that because he allows us to coach him. We push him hard, and I'm just proud of him.
Devin, Coach keeps talking about the belief. At what point was there any point that you were kind of questioning that belief? Maybe when it went to overtime or when Che's basket hit the side of that board there. I mean, did you ever lose that belief that you could get there?
Nah, never. I had the belief the whole time. And I mean, we've had games where we've been down by a lot, or it's been close and tight. We've, earned a win. So being able to have that belief is big, and I never once felt like we weren't going to win that game. I always feel like we're going to win every game. So.
And for both of you, what does it feel like? Your emotions, your feelings right now about getting to the Final Four?
Oh, it's exciting. Being able to make the Final Four of any postseason tournament. Maybe it might not be the NCAA tournament, but the NIT is still a really good tournament. So being able to, put on for our community and represent everybody at UC Irvine is big for us in any way we can. And it's just fun to get a win and keep playing. There's not a lot of teams going to be playing in April, and we can say we're one of them. So.
Last one for me, Jurian, you had an amazing first half. You played 42 minutes tonight. One, how do you feel physically? You led the team in minutes. Two, your offense is kind of what kept UCI from falling out the game too early. And can you talk to me about what you saw of the defense in both halves, but specifically the first?
First, I'm a little tired, but I feel just from the way I prepare myself, the way everybody else helps me prepare, I feel like that's what's able to let me play 42 minutes and like still want to stay in the game, still be able to make an impact. Like I'm not in there tired or nothing. And then first half, I just felt like I found a flow with my teammates. Tried to keep us in the game, and I'm happy I did that. Credit to Dev, Justin, and Myles. I know it might look like I'd be leaking out and stuff, but I credit to them for finding me when I run the floor and just get transition baskets. But I'm happy I was able to have a good game because I know past couple of games it hasn't probably looked like what it's looked like during the conference season, but I'm happy I did my part for us to win tonight.
You sure did.
Russ, what does this mean to the program to get to the semifinals, first time in school history?
Yeah, I think this is a further validation for our program of what we've built here, of the quality of the players that we have, and the belief that we have as a program. I feel like we've shown that in the postseason each time we've made it. Everybody sees it in the NCAA tournament. This NIT has been different for us because we played at home. And so to be able to do that here and benefit as we did tonight from the edge that the crowd creates is really special. The players earned that with their performance, winning more games on the road than anybody else in the country. And so what I feel like is it's just a further example of the overall excellence that we've built and maintained and that our players create. And it's just a really special honor to be a part of the players accomplishing this. Because that's what it's about. The postseason is about the players. And I think I've got a good understanding of that. I do think I'm able to help build confidence that we can perform and that we can overcome the adversities we face. We threw the ball away on a press breaker, up 15 seconds, but then had the belief to refocus and play an outstanding defensive possession, win a tough rebound. Those are the type of things that get built over time in a program. And so I'm not surprised with what we're doing because I have great belief in who we are, what we are, and in the buy-in that we get from the young men who come here, because they come here wanting to play on nights like this. It's hard to say that any of us dream of playing in the NIT, but we do dream of competing and having the opportunity on national TV to represent this great university and to show who we are and our connectedness, because that's valuable and it's special, and I'm happy for these guys that they get to be a part of it.
And then Devin and Jurian, can you talk about the home crowd, what sort of an effect that had on you guys, especially in the comeback in the second half?
I mean, the crowd always has an effect, when you have home court advantage, and, it's spring break right now, so a lot of our fans are at home, but being able to have the turnout that we did, it meant something to us. And I mean, I don't know if you guys could feel it, but we could feel it definitely, that in that overtime segment and even in the end of the second half, they were part of our team. Like, they really played an impact in helping affect their free throws. I don't know, they missed some free throws at the end, and just helping us get our energy up.
Affected ours too.
Yeah, exactly. But it's big time to just see our community be behind us. So.
And Jurian?
Yeah, no, they play a part for sure, and Dev's right. When you're on the court, especially like when we go on a run and we're coming back from being down, like you can feel the energy when you're on the court, and I know it might not feel like, but it really does help us when we're out there. It just makes us want to play harder and just make the next play. So no, we felt the impact of the fans, and we're very grateful.
One last one, sorry, real quick. Coach, I've been here for 3 years. I've seen a lot of ups and downs of the program as a fan, and now being able to cover it as a student journalist has been really amazing. Can you explain to me what it feels like to be able to say that UCI basketball is going to be playing a game in April in one word?
Confident. We haven't had many downs in your 3 years, my man.
I haven't.
Yeah, like I want to make sure you understand. We've been really especially good for a long time, and this is validation of that. And I'm just really happy that these guys are a part of it. A veteran like Devin and a young guy like Jurian, who came into this program, made a difficult decision to redshirt last year, and has just continued to get better and better. That's what we've been about. We've been about continuity, like we've shown with the 6-year players like O and Justin, and 40th-year players like Devin and Bent and Andre, and then continually refreshing this program with guys who want to be a part of what we've continued to maintain, like Jurian and Torian and many others. We are a team. And so I said confident, but I'd also say team.
And you play North Texas, is that right? So,
Yeah.
you know anything about them, Russ?
Yeah, they're really good from conference. USA, I believe. They're a defensive-oriented team. They're known for their defense, a little bit like we are. They play a very slow tempo. They're known for that, for controlling games. I think it'll be a great matchup and a close game. I know they'll be ready. We've got to travel east, like we've had to do multiple times this year. We've got to show our experience in doing that and make sure that we are ready when we tip off on Tuesday, April 1st.
All right, that's all the questions. How many